What's up, my friends? It's time to prepare for the week. And there are a few things I like to do to help me stay motivated, be more productive, and prevent procrastination. It's so easy to sit down and plan our week and think, this is the week that'll change my life. But in the moment, I can't just assume that I'll be motivated to do all the hard or unpleasant things, especially when the week gets crazy. And let's face it, there are always unexpected things. But when I plan my week with the exact process I'm about to show you, I'm much more likely to follow through and see better results. So the first and most important part of weekly planning is to actually set aside time to do your weekly planning. This whole process that I'm going to show you shouldn't take any more than about an hour. Though of course, if you're having fun with it, you can obviously spend more time if you want. I personally like to do my weekly planning routine on a Sunday, when I can set up some nice essential oils, make myself a nice matcha latte, and snuggle up in a nice cozy blanket to do it. I like to make this process fun and enjoyable, so it becomes a weekly ritual that I actually look forward to. Now that we've set the stage and set aside time for weekly planning, a really good place to start is to take just a few minutes to reflect on your life from a high level. Don't spend too much time on this unless you want to. But I like to start by writing out my main goals, like my long-term, my monthly goals, and my main focuses at the top of the page. This way, you'll keep seeing these things as you work on your shorter-term weekly planning, and it'll help you keep your actions better aligned with your big picture. So for me, the main areas of life I'm focusing on right now are health, wealth, and travel. These focus areas can change, of course, but at least for the next few months, this is what I've chosen to focus on. For health, I've been working on cooking healthier meals for myself and working out regularly in order to feel better and improve my physical appearance. For wealth, I'm committed to doing well in my career as a salesperson and hitting my goals so I can feel more financially empowered. And for travel, one of my priorities in life right now is to travel as much as I can, both on shorter trips and longer and more exotic adventures. For me, when I see those three words written at the top of the page, health, wealth, and travel, I automatically think of all of these things, so I'll just leave that there to help focus my perspective. Now that we've grounded ourselves in what's really important, step 2 is to review the week that we've just completed. We're going to be really objective and mathematical about this. Look at how many times you wanted to go to the gym during the previous week and count how many times you actually went. How many days of the week did you commit to following your healthy eating plan versus how many days did you follow through? What time did you want to get out of bed each morning and get to bed in the evening? Be really methodical here and think about what went well and where did you maybe fall a little bit short. The goal here isn't to beat yourself up, but to analyze the data that is your previous week so we can make appropriate adjustments and course correct for the week ahead. If you set up your upcoming week how I'm going to show you in a few minutes, scoring and reviewing the previous week will be super easy. But for now, let's just assume you're starting from scratch and just take some notes on what went well and what didn't during the week. So here's what an example from my weekly calendar might look like. Looking at how my week went, I wanted to hit the gym 5 times this week, and I went 4 times. I wanted to eat fewer than 1,600 calories on at least 6 days during the week, and I did that on 5 days this week. I wanted to wake up at 6 a.m. every day, but I only managed it 3 times. I challenged myself to schedule 2 evenings of social activities with my friends, and I ended up doing that on 3 evenings, which is great. I wanted to finish reading 1 book, which I did, and I had committed to finishing 10 sales calls or customer reach outs 5 times this week, and I did do that on 4 days. I also set a goal to finish booking my hotels for my upcoming vacation, which I also did. So, like I said, we're treating these activities like data, and we want to analyze the data. So out of 25 total activities I wanted to complete during the week, I finished 20 of them. Now I'll divide 20 activities completed by 25 total activities to finish my week with a score of 80%. It's important to remember that we aren't aiming for perfection here. If I can complete at least 80% of my planned activities each week, I'll stay on track toward achieving my goals. The math and the analysis, it may seem a bit confusing and robotic at first, but I found this a great way to help keep myself on track during the week, while staying objective and realistic about how things are actually going, rather than just my feelings about them. After reviewing how the previous week went, you'll be able to clearly see where you need to focus more in the coming week and where things are going well. Now we're on to step 3, where we start planning the week ahead. The first thing I like to do is look at my calendar to get familiar with what activities and commitments are already scheduled for the week. Do I have any important meetings or events, either personal or professional? Any appointments? These existing commitments are going to go onto your calendar first because they are day and time specific events that I've already committed to showing up for. If you work a 9-to-5 job, or if your career is such that blocking off a certain amount of hours for work makes sense, go ahead and do that now. So here's what my calendar looks like once I've filled in all my existing commitments for the upcoming week. Next, step 4 is to decide on your goals and objectives for the week and identify the exact actions and frequency of actions that will help you reach them. These will usually end up being pretty similar from week to week, unless you're going through some big life changes. So this step will get easier as you get used to it. So for myself, I want to lose 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week. So to get there, I know that I'll need to work out 4 times during the week, eat fewer than 1,600 calories 5 times during the week, and get at least 8 hours of sleep 6 times during the week. For my wealth goals, I'll need to reach out to 10 customers 5 times a week and conduct 5 customer meetings during the week. Notice how I'm defining the exact actions and goals I need to take in order to reach my goals, and how I'm being super specific. I'm not just saying to lose weight, I want to work out more, eat healthier, and get more sleep. No. I'm being super specific. I'm going to do 2 strength workouts, 2 cardio workouts, sleep 8 hours, 6 nights per week, and eat fewer than 1,600 calories 5 nights per week. I promise you, it is way easier to stick to your goals and commitments when they are clearly defined. I want to add one note on this. So as you can see, I wrote down what actions I want to take during the week, as well as how many times in the week I wanted to do them, but I didn't schedule each task on a specific day. There tend to be 2 schools of thought around this. Some people feel that scheduling things on specific days helps them with planning and getting the things done, which totally valid, and if that works for you, do that. I like to keep a little bit more flexibility for myself though, in case I'm feeling extra focused one day or end up getting really busy and overwhelmed on another day. I found that just giving myself the flexibility is less stressful for me personally, even though it does sometimes require some extra discipline. Again, you should experiment with what works for you, and this is just what works for me. And finally, step 5 is to use this plan to help guide your week. You know where and when you need to be at certain places for your calendared activities, and you know exactly what you need to prioritize during the rest of your time in order to make meaningful progress toward your goals. I was always the kid in school, as you can probably tell, who liked to ace the test and win the games. So I find it super motivating to add a little check mark to my plan whenever I finish a workout or sleep 8 hours or complete a client meeting. I know that I'm working toward 80% completion on these items, and so there tends to be some flexibility there because life happens. But as long as I aim for my 80% win rate, I know I'm on track. And even though I'm keeping score and counting my activities and wins, there's a certain freedom in that because I never need to reinvent the wheel or think through what I should be doing next. It's all right there. And this is exactly how I plan my week. I'd experimented with plenty of planning methods that have and have not worked for me, and after years of fine-tuning, I finally landed on this routine that works really well. If you enjoyed this video about how I plan my week, you might also enjoy this video I made recently about how to plan your goals and objectives on a larger scale and actually get them done. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.